Okay, Google, show me the fakest of fake flat earthers. A flat earther who's only in it for the money.
Hi, I'm Nathan Oakley, and I'm a flat earther.
No, 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 not him. Not this time. Show me another one.
My name is Mark Kendal Sargent, and I'm a flat earther.
That's him. That's him. Roll intro. Howdo, viewer, and welcome back to my little corner of our YouTube. Today we are looking at Mark Felicity Kendal Sargent. He asked a physicist 5 questions, and apparently this physicist, who he won't name, folded like a card table. Now, a northern numpty, an uneducated northern numpty like myself, will attempt to answer these questions for him. He will probably ignore them, which I don't mind. I mean, you know, I've only got 115 subs. Thank you, each and every one of you, by the way. It is really, really good. I never expected to get all like 50, let alone 100. So hopefully this channel will continue to grow. And don't forget to click the subscribe button here. Click my name, Mr. Jones, and click bell notifications as well, so you know when a video is coming out, or when a video has come out. I'm still getting the hang of this YouTube malarkey. So, thank you anyway, and to everybody who's commented on my videos. I do get email notifications, and like I said in Jokeley's video, when she commented on I couldn't see the comment. So please forgive me if I've not responded. It's just that I can see it in emails, but I can't see it on my channel, or I can't see it on the video. So please forgive me if I've not responded, because I do try to respond to every single one, and I do like them, and I do give them a little heart as well. Just as you've taken the time to comment on my videos, it's only fair that I should take the time to either reply or respond or what have you. So let's crack on with this, shall we? Don't forget, this is Mark Felicity Kendal Sargent, and is 5 questions for a physicist. So let's get on with it.
1. Long-distance photography. The mainstream science formula for the curvature of the Earth is 8 inches per mile squared.
No, it isn't. Why? This 8 inches per mile squared first came up, I think, Samuel Rowbotham, who was the original flat earther sometime in I think the 19th century, 1800s definitely. So somewhere in the 19th century, I think he did an experiment called the Bedford Level. He cocked it all up by using a telescope and all the rest of it. Didn't know about refraction, and didn't know that the reflection of the water would distort his view somewhat. So he cocked that up. I think some globies are doing a repeat of that experiment. I'm not too sure. I'm going to keep my eye out for that, because I'm going to support him on that one. But anyway, the formula for calculating Earth curve is not 8 inches per mile squared. Jesus. You've not made a very good start here.
An easy comparison would be the falling rate of 32 feet per second. So 8 inches per mile per mile. 2 miles is 2 times 2 equals 4 times 8 inches, or 32. 3 miles is 3 times 3 equals 9 times 8, or 72, and so on. At 50 miles, the curvature is 50 times 8, coming in at over 1,600 feet of curvature.
That is actually right, because you can use 8 inches per mile squared, but it only works for the first few thousand feet. But after that, you start getting into difficulties, and then you just use the Earth curve calculator. Why do flat earthers always use the Earth curve calculator? But you don't believe in the globe, so why are you using the Earth curve calculator? I don't get it. Let's continue.
And yet, with HD cameras, we can pull boats back into frame that are well beyond visual range.
What? What kind of sorcery is this? You mean to tell me that you can zoom into an object that you can't see with a naked eye using a camera? Wow. Wow. Maybe there is something to this flat earth business.
Not only does the new technology clearly show that it's not a mirage, but the same objects can be viewed in infrared and can be targeted ship to ship by beam radar. Can science explain this? They had no answer.
I did. I had an answer. Ha, science. Beat you. Only kidding. No. Here is a little bit of a video of a ship going over the horizon, and it looks zoomed into me. So let's have a quick look.
Number 2, vacuum versus gravity.
There's only one way to sell this. Fight!
The force of a vacuum is measured in units of torr, T-O-R-R. Even a low-level vacuum can overcome gravity here on the surface.
What do you mean, overcome gravity? I don't get you. You have a vacuum chamber, and when you put things in a vacuum chamber, they fall. So how is that overcoming gravity? It's not, is it? I don't get what you're trying to say there. Oh, there isn't anything to this flat earth thing, is there?
In building molecule-free chambers for the manufacturing of electronics, a series of massive pumps are needed to create a 99% vacuum. That's -9 torr. And for the remaining 1%, horsepower isn't enough. It can only be achieved by a chemical leaching process. That being said, how is the -10 torr vacuum force of space not ripping off the atmosphere of this world?
Do you know, it's no wonder that this physicist didn't reply, because he's too busy laughing. Vacuums do not suck. They don't. They've got no gravity at all. They've got no force or energy behind them to suck anything away from anywhere. If you have a vacuum chamber here on Earth, and you release the valve or what have you, let's take the top off, air goes rushing in. It doesn't get sucked in, it goes rushing in. But the atmosphere of the planet is held to the Earth by gravity, which I'm sure you're going to cover.
What is gravity?
Told you. Here we go.
And remember that there are gases that already defy it, like helium, hydrogen, and fluorocarbons. Isn't it more logical to suggest that the atmosphere is being contained in an enclosed, pressurized system?
No. If we are contained in an enclosed, pressurized system, where is the barrier? Why do we have a pressure gradient separating, we go from 14.7 psi all the way up to 0? Where's the barrier between 14.7 psi and 13.7 psi? Why do we have a pressure gradient? It's very, very simple. I'm going to resist saying simple. Bit like you. Oh, bugger. I've said it already. Oh.
They had no answer. Number 3, eclipse shadow. Mainstream science tells us the moon is over 2,000 miles wide.
Yep, it's been measured and it's been mapped. Accurately, I might add. I think more accurately than any of the oceans here on this planet. I think the more accurate maps of the moon than there is of anything. You buy a TomTom, then you'll find out.
And yet, during the 2017 American eclipse, no offense, the moon's shadow was only 70 miles wide.
And?
A reduction of over 97%. This is what the equivalent of having a 6-foot man walking in front of a wall where his shadow is smaller than an action figure at only 2 inches. Where do we see this in our everyday lives?
During that eclipse that you just talked about. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, my brain's itching.
We've seen a shadow's actual size and some much larger. Where can we see small shadows? The Flat Earth community says that the moon is less than 50 miles wide.
Flat Earth community says. Look, I put my light on. I've put my light on. It's getting dark out there. Yeah, Flat Earth community says. Well, they can say it all they want, but they've never actually measured anything. They haven't got off the stupid, dumb, baldy backside and gone and measured a single damn thing. Why don't they do that? For crying out. They're stupid. It burns.
Much closer and the same size as the sun.
Measure it.
Isn't this explanation also possible?
Possible, but not true. I had to do a little bit of research on this. The reason why the moon's shadow is smaller is because of the distance of the sun, the distance between the sun and the moon. And that's it, basically. That is it. Distance between sun and moon, 93 million miles or whatever. And that's it. That is it. You can do an experiment yourself if you want to. You get your fist like that, get a light source like that, and pull it in towards and all the rest of it. In fact, check out a video by Mr. Sensible. He did, apart from the Mage 2 experiment, he did an experiment explaining umbras and penumbras and all the rest of it, and showed that you can have the shadow smaller. The shadow smaller than your object. So please check out that channel as well.
They had no answer. Number 4, moon temperature. Science has yet to address this relatively new discovery that the moon generates a cold light.
They have addressed it. It doesn't emit a cold light. It's called radiative cooling. During the day, the sun obviously shines onto the planet. It contains, it saves all this energy and it releases during the night. And under a tree, this is why if you look in a morning, if you look in a morning like a frosty morning, the tree stops the heat from escaping. Stops the energy from escaping. So if you look under a tree or a low bush or a low tree, you'll see that there's no frost around that tree. And that's because of radiative cooling. Not because of this bullcrap bloody moonlight crap bloody thing that our George Stirrup keeps bloody papping on about. He's another pillock. Oh God. Oh, I'm getting triggered. Stop it. Think of a lovely, lovely, beautiful song. And there we go.
We are the Cheeky Girls.
We all know that in the daytime it is 90 degrees in the sunlight, 80 degrees in the shade, depending on conditions. I know I'm not going to do the Celsius conversion of it.
No, because that would involve maths, and maths isn't your strong point, is it? Neither is science, actually.
Last but not least,
Finally, crack out the celebrations. Other chocolates are available.
the Van Allen belts.
All the celebrations, the Van Allen belts. Oh, for God's sake. Oh dear.
A simple yes or no question. Are the Van Allen radiation belts deadly?
No.
If yes,
I just said no. You heard me say it. You heard me say it, didn't you? You heard me say it. I said no.
then how did Apollo 11 through 17 make round trips through these belts with only aluminum and plastic as shielding?
For a start, it's aluminium. Right? Get that into your thick skull. And they didn't make round trips with plastic and aluminum. Aluminium. They went up in a Saturn V rocket, right? And then they orbited the moon. And then the module came off. And then they landed the Eagle. And then they took off from there. And then they came back in the command module. There's no plastic or aluminium there. You're not one of these people. I've seen memes where they show the lunar lander and they said NASA tells you that we went to the moon and back in this. Do you really believe it? And it is the funniest thing to debunk on Twitter. Please follow me on Twitter because I have tons and tons and tons of debates with various flat earthers, and every time they send out a meme or something, I debunk it straight away, and then we get into a bit of a debate. So yeah, so that's, I'm sorry for looking over there, somebody's just walked past my window. The Van Allen radiation belts, they are not lethal. They are dangerous but not lethal, and there's many forms of radiation. Some forms of radiation or some types of radiation can be stopped by paper. So, and the way they angled the flight out, going to the moon, they obviously went through the weakest part of the radiation belt, so to limit the damage caused. I mean, it's not rocket science. Actually, it is. I did rocket science. Yes.
No one died, no one got radiation poisoning, nobody even got cancer. I think there's still like 5 left. Radiation is only stopped by 2 metals, lead and gold.
Sorry, I just got distracted by before. No, that's wrong. Alpha radiation can be stopped by paper. Beta radiation can be stopped by just aluminium. It goes through paper, but it gets stopped by aluminium. So, wrong again.
The scientist viewed my recording and folded like a card table.
Yeah, of course he did. Hands up those people who believe a word that Mark Sargent says. Jokely, put your hand down. And every other flat earther. Because he's lying. And that's it. Mark Sargent debunked by a northern numpty like me. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to click the subscribe button down there. Click my name down there. And tune in next week for more Wacky Wednesday videos. The gameplay videos will be starting up again soon. So bye-bye.